September 1998. The morning light hit the BRIT School's windows like stage lights searching for a star. Amy Winehouse walked through those doors carrying a borrowed guitar and a voice nobody had truly heard yet. The hallway smelled like floor polish and teenage ambition. Students rushed past with sheet music, instrument cases, dreams larger than their talent. Amy moved differently, slower, like she knew something they didn't. Her homeroom teacher, Miss Patricia Collins, watched from the doorway. She'd seen hundreds of hopefuls, most burned out by Christmas. Amy had that look, the dangerous one, the look that said music wasn't a choice. Amy sat in the back row. The instructor droned on about chord progressions. She wasn't listening. Her fingers moved on invisible frets, playing a song only she could hear. The girl next to her whispered something. Amy didn't respond. She was already gone, lost in a melody forming behind her eyes. The bell rang. Students scattered like birds. Amy stayed seated, staring at the piano in the corner. It was an old upright, keys yellowed with age. She approached it slowly, reverently, like it might disappear if she moved too fast. Her fingers touched the keys. A simple progression. C minor, E flat. Then her voice came, soft at first, barely a whisper. But in that empty classroom, it filled every corner with something that felt like truth wrapped in velvet and cigarette smoke. Miss Collins stood frozen in the doorway. In 15 years of teaching, she'd never heard a 17-year-old sing like that. Like someone who'd already lived 3 lifetimes and remembered every heartbreak. Amy stopped mid-phrase, turned, saw her teacher watching. "Sorry, I didn't mean to." "Don't apologize." Miss Collins stepped closer. "Who taught you to sing like that?" "Nobody taught me. It's just there." The teacher pulled up a chair, sat down heavily. Her hands were shaking slightly. "There's a showcase next month. Student performances. You should audition." Amy's face went blank. "I don't do showcases." "Why not?" "Because they're fake. Everyone pretending to feel something they don't." Miss Collins smiled sadly. "And what do you feel?" Amy looked at the piano keys. "Everything. All at once. Too much." The classroom felt smaller suddenly, like the walls were listening. "That's exactly why you should audition," the teacher said quietly. "The world needs to hear what too much sounds like when it comes from somewhere real." Lunch period arrived like a prison break. The cafeteria exploded with noise, trays clattering, conversations overlapping, teenage chaos at full volume. Amy sat alone at a corner table, writing in a notebook. The words came fast, urgent, like she was trying to catch smoke. A group of girls walked past. One laughed too loud. Amy's pen stopped moving. She looked up, studied them, then wrote something down. The way people become songs without knowing it. "You always sit alone?" A boy stood there, tall, holding a trumpet case. His name was Marcus. Everyone knew Marcus. He played jazz like he'd been born in a New Orleans backstreet. "I'm not alone. I've got better company than most people." He sat down anyway. "Your notebook?" "My insurance policy." "Against what?" "Forgetting. When you feel something real, you've got maybe 3 minutes to catch it. Then it's gone forever." Marcus nodded slowly. "I saw you in theory class. You play?" "Guitar, piano, whatever works." "You sing?" Amy closed her notebook. "Sometimes." "There's a jazz night. Every Thursday. Small stage in the common room. You should come." "I don't do performances." "It's not a performance. It's just kids playing music. No pressure, no judgment." She studied his face, looking for the lie, found only genuine curiosity. "Maybe," she said, which meant no, which meant she was already thinking about it. Thursday came faster than Amy wanted. She'd spent 3 days convincing herself not to go, spent 3 nights unable to sleep, hearing melodies that demanded to be sung in front of people who might actually understand them. The common room had been transformed, dim lights, a small stage area, maybe 30 students scattered on chairs and floor cushions. The air smelled like coffee and nervous energy. Marcus was already on stage, trumpet gleaming under a single spotlight. He played something slow and blue. The room went quiet. Even the kids who came just to socialize stopped talking. Music did that sometimes. Demanded attention like a fire in a dark room. Amy stood in the back. Her guitar case felt heavy, like it contained more than wood and strings, like it held every secret she'd ever tried to hide in melodies. Marcus finished. Applause rippled through the space. He looked toward the back, saw Amy, smiled, then did something unexpected. "We've got a new voice tonight, Amy Winehouse. She's going to share something." The room turned. 30 pairs of eyes found her in the darkness. Her heart stopped, then started again, too fast. She could leave, walk out, pretend she never came. But her feet moved forward, carrying her toward that small stage like they knew something her brain didn't. The stage lights hit her face, harsh, unforgiving. She saw nothing beyond the first row, just darkness and the weight of expectation. Her hands trembled as she pulled the guitar from its case. "This is called Take the Box," she said. Her voice sounded strange through the small PA system. Too real, too close. She started playing. The guitar was slightly out of tune. She didn't fix it. The imperfection felt right. Like life itself, beautiful because it was broken. Then she sang. The first line came out rough, unpolished, raw. A few students shifted uncomfortably. This wasn't the smooth, trained sound they expected. This was something else. Something that felt like watching someone bleed through their vocal cords. But by the second verse, the room had changed. The shifting stopped. People leaned forward. The song was about heartbreak, but not the pretty kind. The real kind. The kind that leaves marks. Amy's eyes stayed closed. She wasn't performing for them. She was confessing to herself. The audience just happened to be there, witnessing something private becoming public. In the back row, a man in his 30s sat perfectly still. His name was Nick Szymanski. He wasn't a student. He was a talent scout. He'd come looking for the next jazz vocalist. Instead, he found something he couldn't categorize, something the industry didn't have a box for yet. The song ended. Silence. That dangerous silence where you don't know if you've succeeded or failed spectacularly. Then applause. But different from the polite clapping Marcus received. This was confused applause, uncertain, like people trying to process what they'd just experienced. Amy opened her eyes, blinked in the lights, put her guitar down, walked off stage without a word. Miss Collins found her in the hallway 5 minutes later. Amy was smoking a cigarette by the emergency exit, hands still shaking. That was extraordinary. That was terrifying. Same thing sometimes. The teacher paused. "There's someone who wants to meet you. His name is Nick. He works in the industry." Amy took a long drag. Industry means business. Business means compromise. I don't compromise. Just talk to him. 5 minutes. If you hate it, walk away. The cigarette burned down to the filter. Amy crushed it under her shoe. 5 minutes, then I'm gone. Nick Szymanski had kind eyes. That was the first thing Amy noticed. Not hungry eyes, not calculating eyes, just kind. Like he actually cared about music more than money. They sat in an empty classroom. Just the two of them and a beat-up piano. "You've got something nobody can teach," he said. "That's not a compliment in this industry, is it?" He smiled. "No, it's usually a warning, but sometimes it's the only thing that matters." "What do you want?" "To help you make music, real music, the kind that lasts." "Everyone says that. Then they want me to sound like everyone else." Nick leaned back. "I don't want you to sound like anyone. I want you to sound more like yourself. That thing you did on stage, that rawness, that's gold. But you need to understand something." "What?" "The world will try to polish you, smooth out the rough edges, make you safe for radio. You'll have to fight them every day." Amy met his eyes. "I've been fighting every day since I was born. What's different about this?" "The stakes. When it's just you in your bedroom, failure is private. When it's you on a record, failure is public, permanent, recorded forever." She didn't flinch. "So is success." Nick pulled out a business card. Simple, black text on white, a phone number. "I work with Island Records. We're looking for artists who aren't afraid to be themselves. I think you might be one of them." Amy took the card, studied it like it might be a trap. "What happens if I call?" "We talk. We make demos. We see if what you do in that classroom can survive a recording studio. Most people can't. The mic hears everything, all the fear, all the fakeness. It's the most honest thing in music." "I'm not afraid of honesty." "I know, that's why I'm talking to you, but studio honesty is different. It's you and a machine that never forgets. No audience to feed off, no energy from the room, just your voice and the truth of whether it's real." Amy stood up, walked to the piano, played a single note, let it ring until it faded into silence. When you're ready." "I'm ready now." Nick shook his head. "No, you're brave now. Ready comes later. After you've written more songs, after you've lived more life, after you've got something that demands to be recorded." She turned. "How long?" 6 months, maybe a year. Write every day, play every chance you get. When you call me, have 10 songs that would make your grandmother cry." "My grandmother doesn't cry." "Then songs that would make you cry. Those are the only ones worth recording." 3 months passed like 3 years. Amy wrote constantly, on buses, in cafeterias, at 3 in the morning when sleep refused to come. Her notebook filled with words that felt like confessions, songs about love that hurt more than helped, about loneliness in crowded rooms, about feeling too much in a world that preferred feeling nothing. She played the Thursday jazz nights regularly now. Each time more people showed up. Word spread the way it does when something real appears. Students brought friends, friends brought friends. Soon the common room couldn't hold everyone who wanted to witness what Amy did with a microphone and 4 minutes. But she never got comfortable, never stopped shaking before stepping on stage. Good. Comfortable artists made comfortable music, forgettable music. Amy was making something else. December arrived with London rain and shorter days. Amy's 18th birthday passed without celebration. She spent it writing a song called "Stronger Than Me," angry, defiant. The kind of song that shouldn't work as jazz, but did anyway because she made it work through sheer force of personality. Miss Collins called her into the office one afternoon. "I spoke to Nick. He wants to know if you're ready." Amy's stomach dropped. Ready for what? The studio. A proper demo session, professionally recorded. The thing that happens before the thing that changes your life. The room felt too small, like the walls were closing in. Amy sat down hard. "I don't know if I'm ready." Nobody ever is. That's the secret. You just do it scared. "What if I'm not good enough?" "Then you'll find out in a studio instead of wondering your whole life." "But Amy," the teacher leaned forward, "I've taught music for 15 years. I've seen talent. I've seen hard work. You've got something else, something that can't be taught or learned or faked. You've got truth, and truth is the only thing that survives the recording process." Amy picked at her fingernails, a nervous habit. "When?" "Next week, if you want it." "Do I have a choice?" Miss Collins smiled sadly. "Yes, you can walk away right now. Go back to being a girl who sings in a common room. Or you can walk forward into something terrifying and beautiful and completely unknown." The choice wasn't really a choice. Amy had known since she was 6 years old and heard Sarah Vaughan for the first time. Music wasn't something she did. It was something she was. Refusing the studio would be like refusing to breathe. She called Nick that night. Her hand shook holding the phone. "It's Amy. I've been waiting." His voice was warm, unsurprised. I've got the songs. 10 of them. Maybe more. Bring 12. We'll record 6. The best always rise to the top. What if none of them are good enough? They will be. But Amy, he paused. The studio is different. It's not the common room. There's no energy from a crowd, no applause. Just you and a microphone that captures everything, every breath, every doubt, every moment of truth or lie. It's the most intimate thing in music and the most exposing. Amy closed her eyes. I'll be there. Good. And Amy? Yeah? Don't try to be perfect. Perfect is boring. Be broken. Be real. That's what makes music matter. She hung up, sat in the darkness of her room. Her guitar leaned against the wall. Her notebook sat on the bed. 12 songs, the best 12 songs she'd ever written. Songs that felt like confessing to crimes nobody knew she'd committed. This was it. The moment between being a girl who sang and becoming a voice people remembered. She picked up her pen, started writing number 13, because 12 suddenly didn't feel like enough. The night before the studio session, Amy couldn't sleep. She lay in bed watching shadows move across her ceiling, car headlights from the street below. Each one felt like a countdown. Morning was coming, and with it, the microphone that would either validate everything she believed about herself or destroy it completely. She thought about Miss Collins' words, "Do it scared." She thought about Nick's advice, "Be broken." She thought about her own truth, that music was the only language she spoke fluently, that songs were the only way she knew how to be honest, that this chance, this terrifying, impossible chance, was the only thing that mattered. At 3 in the morning, she gave up on sleep, made tea, sat at her window watching London wake up. Somewhere in that city was a recording studio, a microphone, a machine that would capture her voice and make it permanent. Yesterday she was just Amy, a girl from Camden with a guitar and too many feelings. Tomorrow she would be something else, a recording, a demo, a voice that would exist long after she stopped singing it. The thought should have terrified her. Instead, it felt like coming home. The studio lights would reveal things Amy didn't know about her own voice. The microphone would become both judge and confessor. And somewhere in those sessions, between the fear and the truth, Frank would begin to take shape. An album that would prove teenage heartbreak could sound like jazz and fury mixed into something entirely new. The girl from Camden was about to become undeniable.